Hello everyone, welcome back to another lecture on reasoning ability and problem solving. In today's lecture, we will discuss some exercises questions from syllogisms. So let us start. Now, previously we have discussed that there are three types of problems that can come in your syllogisms. Type 1 is statement based syllogism. Statement based means there are some certain set of statements, correct? And there are certain set of conclusions. And we have to identify which conclusion is true or not, which conclusion follows or not, correct? So these are your statement conclusion types questions or statement based syllogisms. So we have already discussed this in the previous lecture. In today's lecture, we will discuss type 2 and type 3. Type 2 is interpretation of data using syllogisms. So what do you mean by that? For example, let's say this circle represents females. This triangle represents married people. Okay, this triangle represents married people. And let's say this rectangle represents singers. Okay, and certain data is given. Let's say this is 3, this is 4, this is 5, this is 6, this is 7, let's say, and this is 8. Okay, let's say this is the data. So basically 7 is the number of married people. 7 will be the number of married people. Okay, 8, this portion, 8 will be the number of married people. Those are females or female married people. Female married people will be 8. Okay. 6, this data will be females that are married and that know how to sing. Females that are married and are singers. This is the data for 6. If you look at here, 5 will be basically females who are singers. 3 will be the number of females and 4 will be the number of singers. So this is how the data is represented. In this particular chart, okay, let's say this was the circle. Let's say this was the diagram, right? This is 7. This was, let's say this was 8. This was 6. Something like this, 5. Okay. So based on this diagram, we could say 7 would be married people. 8 would be female that are married. 6 will be females that are married and are singers. 5 will be females who are singers. 4 will be singers and 3 will be females. So this is how we represent the data. This is interpretation of data using syllogisms. Okay. Then we have type 3, which is representation of relationships. What do you mean by representation of relationships? Let's say there is three words: keyboard, okay, keyboard, electronics, and let's say flute. Flute is a music instrument, okay. Or instead of keyboard, let's say TV, electronics and flute. And we have to identify the relationship between them. We have to represent the relationship using Venn diagrams. So I could say we have a larger circle for electronics. Inside this circle we will have TV. There are various types of electronics, TV being one of them. And flute will be a separate entity because flute is a music instrument. It does not have anything to do with electronics. So they will not come in the same set. So this will be my Venn diagram. Using this Venn diagram, I could represent the relationship between TV, electronics and flute. So these are the types of questions that comes in your representation of relationship. Okay, clear? These are the types of questions that come in your type 2 and type 3. So let us solve some questions to get a better conceptual clarity. So let us start with type 2 interpretation of data using syllogisms. So this is a Venn diagram. These are the directions, or these, you can say this is basically the information. And based on this information and the Venn diagram, we have to answer a question. Okay. Now, question 1 says the following Venn diagram shows the number of families who have visited 3 different places: Srinagar, Shimla, Gangtok. So basically this data represents the number of families that have visited either Srinagar, Shimla or Gangtok. we have to find out what is the number of families who have visited at least 2. So at least 2 means 2 or more than 2, correct? At least 2 means 2 or more than 2 of the places out of Srinagar, Shimla and Gangtok. So basically we have to find out families who have visited Srinagar and Shimla, who has visited Srinagar and Gangtok, who has visited Gangtok and Srinagar, or who has visited all 3 places. So we have to find out families who have visited either 2 places, at least 2 means either 2 or 3 places, because there are total 3 places. So we have to find the sum of number of families who have visited at least 2 or 3 places. Okay, so when we talk about families that have visited 2 places, we have these families have visited Srinagar and Shimla, that is 22, correct? 22 means Srinagar plus Shimla. Then we have this one, this family, 5 families have visited Shimla and Gangtok, correct? Then this one, 7 families have visited Srinagar and Gangtok. So now we have families who have visited at least 2 places. Now there are certain families, 15 families who have visited 3 places, who have visited Srinagar also, who have visited Shimla also, and who has visited Gangtok also, correct? So this will be the sum number of people. So if I add this, I am adding this, 5 and 5 will be 10, 7 plus 2 will be 9, so I will get 9 over here and 1 over here. So I have 2 plus 1, 3 plus 1, 4. 49 families are there who have visited at least 2 or more than 2 places. So my answer will be option number 1, 49. Clear? Question number 2. Question number 2, in the following diagram, the triangle represents the rich. So triangle means rich. Circle represents farmer and the rectangle represents rural. Okay, so triangle is rich, circle is farmer and rectangle is rural. Okay, the number in different segments shows the number of people. We have to find out how many rich farmers are not rurals. So rich farmers means there should be a triangle, correct? Plus farmers. Farmers means there should be a circle. And it should be not rural. Not rural means it should not have a rectangle. So basically we have to look at an area which is an overlapping of triangle and circle but not a rectangle. So I can see triangle and circle being over here 4 and 8, but we have to look at an area which is a overlapping of triangle and circle but not a rectangle. So over here we have 4, so my answer will be 4. There are 4 rich farmers that are not rural. Okay, there are 4 rich farmers that are not rural. If the question was how many rich farmers are rurals, then my answer would be 8, because then we would look at triangle plus circle plus rectangle. But now we have to make sure that rectangle is not overlapping. So my answer will be option number 2, 4. Clear? Question number 3. In the Venn diagram given below, the circle represents ladies. So circle means ladies. Okay. Triangle represents constables. So triangle is constables. And square means married persons. So square means married people. Now we have to find out the numbers given in the diagram represents the number of persons in that particular category. We have to find out how many lady constables are not married. So lady basically means we have to look at the circle, correct? Plus constable. Constable means we have to look at the triangle, correct? We have to look at the triangle. And married people. Married people, it should not be married. So that means we have to make sure that rectangle is not a part of it. So basically we have to look at an area which is an overlapping of a circle and a triangle but not a rectangle. So over here I can see this area is an overlapping of circle. It is an overlapping of triangle but it is not an overlapping of rectangle. So this will be the area. Here we have 12. 12 will be the ladies who are constables, but at the same time they are not married. So my answer will be option number 3, 12. Clear? My answer will be option number 3, 12. Question number 4. Question number 4, in the given Venn diagram, the circle represents businessmen. So circle means businessmen. Okay. The triangle represents landlord. So triangle is landlord. Rectangle represents income taxpayer. So income taxpayer is rectangle. Okay. The numbers given in the diagram represents the number of persons in that particular category. How many businessmen are taxpayers but not landlords? So businessmen we have to look at, correct? Businessmen, that means we have to look at the circle. Plus they should be taxpayer. So if they are taxpayer, we have to look at the rectangle, correct? But they should not be landlords. So if they shouldn't be landlords, that means they should not have a triangle. So we have to look at an area that is overlapping of circle and rectangle but not a triangle. So over here, this area I can see, over here I have circle and rectangle, but I do not have the triangle. Sorry, this area. Over here I have circle, I have rectangle, but I do not have the triangle. So this area is 22. So basically there are 22 businessmen that are taxpayers but are not landlords. So this area is a overlapping of circle and rectangle but not triangle. So my answer will be option number 2, 22. Okay. Question number 5. Question number 5, in the given Venn diagram, the rectangle represents women. So rectangle means women. Okay. Then pentagon. Pentagon means a shape that has 5 sides. Pentagon represents entrepreneurs. So pentagon is entrepreneurs. Okay. And triangle represents mother. So triangle is mother. The number given in the diagram represents the number of persons in that particular category. How many women are entrepreneurs but not mother? How many women are entrepreneurs? So we have to look at women. Women means rectangle, correct? They should be entrepreneurs. They should be entrepreneurs. That means we have to look at the pentagon also. But they should not be mothers. So not mothers basically means that they should not be overlapping with triangle. We don't have to see them overlapping with triangle. They should not be overlapping with triangle. So we have to look at an area that is basically a women plus entrepreneurs. So women plus entrepreneur means rectangle and pentagon. So over here I can see rectangle and I can see pentagon in this area. In this area we have an overlapping of rectangle also, pentagon also, but not triangle. So here we have 74. That means there are 74 women that are entrepreneurs but not mother. Okay. That are entrepreneurs but not mother. Question number 6. Question number 6. In the given Venn diagram, the hexagon. Hexagon is a 6-sided figure. Hexagon represents farmers. So hexagon represents farmers. Okay. Then circle represents beneficiaries. So circle is beneficiaries. And square represents landowners. So square is landowners. Okay. The number given in the diagram represents the number of persons in that particular category. How many farmers are both landowners and beneficiaries? So basically we have to find out farmers. So farmers means we have to make sure we have a hexagon. Correct? We should have an hexagon. Plus we have to look at both landowners and beneficiaries. So if they are landowners, that means we have to look at square. Plus we have to make sure they are beneficiaries also. So if they are beneficiaries, we have to look at what? Beneficiaries means we have to look at the circle also. So basically we have to find an area that is a overlapping of hexagon, square and circle. So if I look at this area, this particular area, we have the hexagon, we have the circle and we have the square. So this area 21 is the number of farmers that are both landowners and beneficiaries. So my answer will be option number 1, 21. Correct? Moving on to question number 7. Question number 7, in the Venn diagram shown here, the triangle represents students. So triangle is students. Okay? Triangle is students. Then circle represents diploma holders. So circle is diploma holders. Then quadrilateral means rectangle, represents graduates. So this is graduates. Okay? The numbers given in the diagram represents number of person in that particular category. How many students are diploma holders but not graduate? How many students are diploma holders but not graduate? That means we have to look at students. Students means we have to look at an area which has triangle. Correct? Plus, they should be diploma holders. So if they have diplomas, if they are diploma holders, that means we should have a circle also. But not graduates. Not graduates means if they don't have to be graduates, not graduates, that means there should not be a rectangle or a quadrilateral. Correct? There should not be a rectangle. So basically we have to look at an area that is an overlapping of triangle and circle but not rectangle. So if I look at the image, I can see this area is triangle and circle but not quadrilateral. And this area is 8. So my answer will be option number 8. Option number 1, 8. 8 students are diploma holders but they are not graduates. Clear? So this is how you solve questions on type 2, interpretation of data using syllogisms. Then we have type 3, representation of relationships. So representation of relationships, certain words are there and we have to find a Venn diagram that will best represent that relationship. Okay, so question number 1 says, identify the Venn diagram that best represents the relationship between the given class. So 3 words are given to us, males, brothers and daughters. So I can see male is a larger category, correct? Male is a larger category. Inside the male, there will be some people who will be fortunate enough to be brothers, correct? Inside male, there will be some brothers, and daughters is a separate entity because daughter will come in female and they will not overlap with either brothers or males, correct? So this will be my Venn diagram for the relationship between males, brothers and daughters. This will be my Venn diagram and this is given in option number 1. So option number 1 will be my correct answer because this correctly depicts the relationship between male, brother and daughters. Okay? Question number 2. Identify the diagram that best represents the relationship among the given classes, pentagon, hexagon and figure. So what is pentagon? Pentagon has 5 sides. And what is hexagon? Hexagon has 6 sides. So basically pentagon and hexagon are a type of figure. So if this represents figure, under this I will have 2 entities. One will be my hexagon and one will be my pentagon, correct? One will be my hexagon and one will be my pentagon because we have different types of figures. Inside the figures, we can have circles, we can have triangles, we can have squares, we can have a lot of figures inside this. And 2 of the figures are hexagons and pentagons. And they will not overlap with each other because they are 2 separate kind of figures. So this will be my Venn diagram. And this is represented in option number 1. So option number 1 will be my answer to the question. Clear? Easy questions, okay? Question number 3. Which of the following Venn diagrams best represent the relationships between the following classes? So what are the classes? Police officers, mothers and females. So now, there will be females, correct? There will be females. Inside these females, there will be some mothers, correct? There will be some mothers. Inside the females, there will be some mothers. And we have a separate class of police officers, correct? We have a separate class of police officers. Some police officers can be females and some police officers can be mothers as well, correct? So this will be the correct representation. So now we have 2 options, option number 1 and option number 4. But look closely. in option number 4, if I say this is my female and this is my mother's and this is my police officer. Okay, so now I can see there is no overlapping between mothers and police officers. In this particular diagram, they are separate entities. But can it be true? No. There could be police officers that are females and are mothers. There are many police officers that are mothers as well. So this is not the correct representation. If you look at option number 4, this part says that there are certain mothers who are police officers as well. So this will be the correct relationship, option number 4. So in your examination, please pay close attention to the figures, because if you would have marked 1, it would have been your wrong answer. So please make sure that you pay attention to the question and the tiny details. This detail of overlapping, a small detail, could affect your marks. So option number 4 will be the correct answer. Okay. Question number 4. Choose the Venn diagram from the given options which best represents the relationship amongst the following classes. 3 classes: wheat, mustard and cabbage. Now these are all food items, right? But there are separate food items. Wheat is a separate food item, mustard is a separate food item, and cabbage is a separate food item. They have no relation with each other. Let's say if we have the 4th class that said food item, then the representation would be like this, because these are all food items but different types of food items. So according to the question, we will have 3 separate figures for wheat, mustard and cabbage. So option number 4 will be the correct answer. Clear? Question number 5. Select the Venn diagram that best illustrates the relationship among the following classes: snakes, reptiles and poisonous. So I know that reptiles is a larger class, correct? Reptiles is a larger class. Within reptiles, we can have snakes, correct? Snakes are a type of reptiles. So snakes will be within reptiles. And there are many animals that are poisonous. Some animals that are poisonous can be reptiles, and some animals that are poisonous can be snakes as well. So this will be the correct representation. And this is given in option number 1. So option number 1 will be the correct answer to the question. Clear? Question number 6. Question number 6. Choose the Venn diagram that best illustrates the relationship among the following classes: women, entrepreneurs, engineers. Okay, now women is a separate entity. There could be certain women who are entrepreneurs, right? Because entrepreneurs, again, males can be entrepreneurs, other genders can also be entrepreneurs. So women and entrepreneurs, there will be some women who are entrepreneurs. Similarly, there could be certain women who are engineers, correct? There could be certain women who are engineers because other genders are also engineers, correct? And there could be certain engineers that are entrepreneurs. Similarly, there could be certain women who are engineers and entrepreneurs. So we can have multiple situations. So each of these 3 classes can overlap with each other. See, there could be certain women entrepreneurs. There could be certain women who are engineers. Similarly, there could be certain engineers who are entrepreneurs. And there could be certain women who are engineers as well as entrepreneurs. So this will be the diagram. There can be overlapping from all the sides. So option number 3 will be the correct answer. Option number 3 correctly depicts the diagram between women entrepreneurs and engineers. Okay. Question number 7. Select the Venn diagram that best illustrates the relationship between the following classes: villagers, poor persons and males. So again, we can represent it like this. Again, same concept: villagers, poor people and males. So there could be certain villagers that are poor. Not every villager has to be poor. So certain villagers can be poor. Similarly, there could be certain males that are poor. Not every male has to be poor, right? Other females can also be poor. Similarly, there could be certain villagers that are males. Certain villagers will be females, correct? And there could be certain poor male villagers also. So this will be the correct representation, because again, we can have overlapping from all the 3 sides. So this is given in option number 4. So option number 4 will be the correct answer. Okay. So in today's lecture, we discussed type 2 and type 3 in details. We have completed the exercise questions, and from the next lecture onward, we will move forward to the previous year questions. So this concludes today's lecture. Thank you.